People can afford their groceries. Is that why you're pulling it? You guys don't have the guts for the ball.
The House will be in order. This House will be in order. The chairs.
Wow, MAGA Mike Johnson just canceled all votes in the House of Representatives, and he closed the House of Representatives down until next June. Democrats were about to pass a war powers resolution, with some Republicans joining them, to block Donald Trump's unlawful and catastrophic war in Iran. Previously this week, the United States Senate passed a war powers resolution, with some Republicans joining Democrats there on a 50-47 vote, blocking Donald Trump's unlawful war in Iran in the Senate. The House was about to join the Senate, and MAGA Mike Johnson said, "We will not be taking this vote. We will be delaying the legislative session until we return." Then MAGA Mike said, "I'm closing down the House of Representatives, and we are not returning until maybe June the earliest. We're shutting down the House of Representatives." This was an unprecedented and probably unlawful procedural maneuver where MAGA Mike just shut down the House of Representatives. Let me show you what went down as Democratic Congressmember McGovern just called out MAGA Mike on the floor and said, "Can somebody explain what just happened? You're preventing us from voting on a privileged resolution, on this war powers resolution. This was supposed to happen today." Watch Congressmember McGovern play this clip.
For what purpose does the gentleman of Massachusetts seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, can you explain to the members of the chamber what is happening with the Iran war powers resolution that was scheduled to be voted on this evening?
Does the gentleman have a parliamentary question?
That is my parliamentary inquiry. I just want to know what has happened with the Iran war powers resolution.
The gentleman may consult with your leadership regarding scheduling.
Mr. Speaker, further parliamentary inquiry. Are we not voting on it because the American people are sick and tired of this illegal war that is costing tens of billions of dollars? Gas prices are through the roof. People can't afford their groceries. Is that why you're pulling it? You guys don't have the guts for the ball.
The House will be in order. This House will be in order. The chair is prepared to move on to the next question.
Then we heard from Democratic Congressmember Pat Ryan, a veteran. Here's what he told Eric Michael Garcia. Let's play this clip.
Dodge on the War Powers Act.
These chicken hawk motherfuckers are going to send us home for Memorial Day weekend, where I'm going to honor my fellow veterans that I served 27 months in combat with. And they are going to not even give an up or down vote on continuing this war almost 3 months in, while Americans are paying almost $5 a gallon at the pump. It is fucking pathetic. They use this procedural bullshit argument, and every American should just be absolutely outraged about this. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace.
We then heard from Congresswoman Hillary Schulten. Here's what she had to say. Play this clip.
And we do hope, that Mike Johnson will answer it and not, deflect as he often does, saying, "I don't know anything about that. It was his decision." We had the votes for it today, and, I'm not one to speculate, but I do believe that's probably why he pulled it, because I think we could have gotten it done today.
By the way, even MAGA Republican Congressmember Burchett was upset that MAGA Mike just shut down the House. He said this is pretty stupid. Here, play this clip.
I think it's stupid. I think we should have stayed here and worked. I'm disappointed in the Senate, but I'm always disappointed in the Senate, and I just think it's a waste of taxpayers' money. We wasted a whole dadgum week, and I think it's kind of pathetic. Really.
What do you think?
Now watch MAGA Mike Johnson as he was running away from reporters who were trying to ask him, "So you just shut down the House of Representatives to try to avoid a vote on the war powers resolution? Why would you block this vote from taking place? And also, what are you doing about this $1.8 billion slush fund that Donald Trump wants to give January 6th insurrectionists?" Watch as MAGA Mike just runs away from reporters. Let's play this clip.
There's so much opposition to this. Why not just drop the weaponization fund?
It's not my call. We're waiting to see what the Senate sends us. They're working through that. So.
But it's obviously a problem, political problem. You guys are leaving town without passing this major priority.
I'll process whatever the Senate sends me, and they need obviously a little bit more time to build consensus. So that's what they've decided to do. So.
Is it wrong for the Senate to be town?
I'm not going to tell them how to run the Senate. They don't tell me how to run the House.
They do tell you how to run the House.
Well, fair point.
Should the January 6 rioters have access to this money, this taxpayer money?
Look, the DOJ has said they haven't set parameters on who might be.
We then spoke with Democratic Congresswoman Ballant about this war powers resolution vote that was blocked by MAGA Mike. And again, he wasn't allowed to block it. It's what's called a privilege resolution because war powers are so important. Any member can bring a privilege resolution to force a vote on the War Powers Act to stop Donald Trump's unlawful war. So what MAGA Mike did is say, well, I don't have the ability to block it per se. So what I'm going to do to block it is I'm just going to say we're doing a rescheduling of it until the next legislative session. And then I'm just going to shut down the House of Representatives until maybe June, maybe later. This is what they did with the Epstein files also. Remember that? Let's play this clip.
Congresswoman, tell us what just happened to this war powers resolution vote.
Oh my gosh. So there's just no other way to put it. They're just a bunch of chicken shits because they knew they didn't have the votes. So they drag out the vote in front of it to hold up, slow down the floor to see if they could twist the arms of their members. And it turned out, no, they couldn't, that they were going to lose on the war powers vote because Americans are sick of this war in Iran and they don't want to spend any more money to go to this war when we have so many other things. So what they're doing is they just pulled it. They wouldn't even bring it to the floor to a vote. And so now we're not going to be able to vote on it until after this break. And it's just, this is what they do. They bring things to the floor when they don't have the votes, and then they run away. They try to find a way out of it. So
what does that say about Tom Emmer's effectiveness at whip that he's putting these,
having the speaker put them this is one of the things I just kept, screaming to the other side. This is why people hate Congress. You guys can't count. This would never happen in a well-functioning body. You don't bring things to the floor if you don't have the votes.
It never happened under Pelosi.
No. And look, I know it's tough. I was the leader of my Senate. I know how hard it is. But you have to be knowing where your members are at all times. And the reason why they're having such a hard time holding their coalition together is because this war is incredibly unpopular with the American people.
Are we in the lame duck period of Speaker Johnson, of Mike Johnson's speakership?
We've been there a long time. We've been in there a long time.
Got it. Thank you, Congressman.
Here's what Meredith Lee had to say. She said House Republicans abruptly canceled a vote to curb the Iran war that would have passed tonight, avoiding political embarrassment for Donald Trump, causing an uproar on the House floor. Republican Congress member Brian Fitzpatrick warned GOP leaders after they pulled the vote, the next time they bring it, it's passing. Before they canceled the vote, GOP leaders knew Fitzpatrick and Tom Barrett would break ranks again and vote for it per sources. The vote will now be in June when the House returns from recess as they just shut down the House of Representatives. We then heard from Democratic Congress member Olszewski. Here's what he told us. Play this clip.
What just happened with this war powers vote?
Republicans don't have the votes to win the vote, and so they decided to take their bags and run home instead.
So they didn't have the votes to continue the war, so instead of stopping the war, they went home.
They closed up shop for the holiday, and in the meantime, American people are paying billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars. We're losing service members, and they're getting crushed at the pump and beyond. So we're disappointed. We're going to keep fighting when we get back.
Got it. Thank you, Congressman.
Pablo Manriquez from the MeidasTouch Network also spoke with Democratic Congressman Jackson. Here's what he told us about MAGA Mike now being a lame duck. Let's play this clip.
Mr. Jackson, are we entering the lame duck era of Mike Johnson's speakership with everybody going home early all of a sudden?
Oh, absolutely. They've been unable to keep their coalition together. It's framed. The president now is, even the young and the old, is taking out established senators, going against what the party has asked him to do. And they're losing some great members, and Senator Cassidy and Congressman Macy. So they've got some big challenges ahead.
With Trump losing so much clout up here on the Hill, do you think that there's the opportunity when you guys get back, for maybe some more bipartisan legislation, the Defiance Act? There seems like there's a lot of things like kind of pending right now that,
Well, I think more people that he continues to alienate, ostracize, and eliminate, that there's an opportunity to build some coalition now that they know their date and time has been stamped, that they've been signed, sealed, delivered, and they have to exit. Yeah, I'm sure there should be the opportunity. And now they can probably live up to who they truly are. The Republican Party does not stand by everything that this administration is doing. So now, as they go out, they can probably set the record straight and preserve their part in history, because history is watching us, and to make sure they do the right thing. Advance the American people. But we're not talking about bathrooms, ballrooms. We're not talking about hiding files. We're talking about transparent government, keeping America strong, making it better, and resuming our illustrious role in world leadership.
Is it ironic that the more toxic Trump becomes, the more opportunity there is for Congress to do its work?
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
We then also heard from Democratic Congress member McGovern in the tunnel of the Capitol building, and here's what he had to say to us as well. Play this clip.
Mr. McGovern, with Congress going out of town now, is this the beginning of the lame duck period of Mike Johnson's speakership?
Well, first of all, all of Mike Johnson's speakership has been a lame duck. I mean, he's accomplished absolutely nothing, not a goddamn thing.
Well, you got
this is a shit show. This is a waste of time. This is incompetence. I mean, they should be embarrassed. And you know, I mean, again, they abruptly decided to, you know, go back home because they're fighting amongst themselves. You know, November can't come soon enough for me.
But to push back a little bit, he did put ICE on steroids. He protected pedophiles in the Epstein files. And
I don't look at those as accomplishments. I mean, I look at those as...
It was productive in some sense for the president.
Well, I mean, you know, look, what they have done by funding ICE, you know, and CBP is a disgrace. I mean, these are agencies that murdered American citizens. And what they were trying to do today is pile more money into those agencies. But again, nothing about affordability, nothing about lowering gas prices, nothing about lowering the price of groceries, nothing about making childcare more affordable. I mean, all these guys are obsessed with is trying to help their rich, well-connected friends, the Mar-a-Lago class. That's all they care about, and they're all scared shitless of Donald Trump.
So we're hearing from aides that Mike Johnson refused to meet with the president today at the White House. Is this the first time Mike Johnson has ever told Trump no about anything?
I don't know why Mike Johnson would. I don't know why he wouldn't meet with the president. I don't understand. I mean, I doubt Mike Johnson said no to the president. Mike Johnson is many things, but a profile in courage, he's not.
Last question. As Trump becomes more toxic up here on Capitol Hill, you know, his endorsement of Paxton, some of these other things that Republicans are really upset about, is there some irony in that Trump becoming more toxic here allows Congress to perhaps be a little bit more productive and focus on maybe some priorities for the rest of the term?
I want us to be more productive. I want us to do things to lower the cost of living for people in this country. And Trump is clearly out of control. I mean, I think he's out of his mind. He's behaving more and more like a fascist each and every day. People, I think, are genuinely worried about that. I mean, and it makes November even more important. I mean, this is about, you know, again, not only changing policies to lower the cost of living for people, this is about protecting our democracy.
Got it. Thank you.
And then finally, we caught up with Democratic Congress member Ryan and asked him again about his strong words about MAGA Mike's behavior in shutting down this vote. Here, let's play this clip.
Can I talk to you about this? I'm
on
a warpath.
Tell me. I heard chicken hawk motherfuckers.
These
about the war powers resolution, right?
Every American needs to know what just happened. There was supposed to be an up or down vote on this war. Do you want to continue this war almost 3 months in? Do you want to continue skyrocketing gas prices? It just passed the Senate. It was supposed to be voted on right now, and these chicken hawk motherfuckers came up with a made-up bullshit procedural reason to not have a vote, to not let every American know, where does your representative stand? You can agree or disagree, but at least stand up and be counted. Do you want to continue this war? Do you want to continue Americans dying? Do you want to continue gas prices going up? Or do you want to actually exercise our voices? And so, especially for people that served in the last 2 wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, we are furious, and the American people should be furious.
So they literally had this on the schedule all day?
Yeah.
And then they just canceled the rest of the votes here?
A war powers resolution is what's called a privilege resolution, meaning the founders knew this was so important that they gave each individual member the ability to force it. And the excuse that they just came up with, Speaker Johnson, no one has ever heard of this. They made up some loophole or found some loophole, and it is truly fucking pathetic.
Thank you, George. Appreciate it.
I also want to point out that there was a vote today on a so-called women's museum, which was supposed to be non-controversial. And the Women's Museum, it was supposed to be non-controversial. It was supposed to be tied with a Hispanic American museum, but the Republicans refused to allow the Hispanic American Museum to be voted on. And then they also put in provisions to attack the transgender community. And then they also had Donald Trump controlling what the exhibits were going to be. And so they made it so weird about just doing a women's museum and a Hispanic American museum that Democrats didn't vote for it. And then so the MAGA Republicans were trying to make a big deal and say, look, the Democrats don't, they were trying to do one of their culture war things. You see, the Democrats aren't voting for the Women's Museum, but then 7 Republicans didn't vote for the Women's Museum either. So that's what went down. And so the Women's Museum vote was lost by MAGA Mike Johnson as well. He held that vote open, though, a very long time. So then he could force the War Powers Resolution later in the day and then cancel the War Powers Resolution until June. Again, this was the same tactics they used for Epstein files. The cover-up continues. There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers, and thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.